Good morning, everyone. It is 4:14 a.m. Now, I've been up for quite a bit longer than that. Um, quite a bit, actually. I don't know. I went to bed at 8:30. It's old man. So, the spokesman review, I keep waiting for it to show up in my mailbox. And apparently, the electronic paperboy doesn't get up as early as the real paperboy. Anyways, so I'm going to do something fun and different. So I don't use MSN or Microsoft products besides Windows much. Well, I stay away from a lot of different products. I stay away from Yahoo.com and wherever Explorer takes you because it's just insanity. So if you use Yahoo.com or Explorer, and look, if your home screen looks like this, all right, let me get my big fat head out of the way. All right. All right. If this is where you wake up to every day, you're probably suffering from some serious psychological problems. Not your fault. How are you to know? You're stupid. But anyways, uh, Washington State's largest county says keep the masks on. Okay, there's a good place to start. Who knew? Microsoft News. This is the worst news out there. Google is just a hair better, not much. Associated Press. What does that fucking mean anymore? Who knows? Seattle. Despite look at all these fucking commercials. The commercials get me. I hate the commercials. Can I get rid of that fucking big ass fucking commercial? I'm not here to do commercials for other people's fucking products. Okay, there we go. Despite recent guidance from the federal and state officials, the top health officials in Washington's most popular. Let us start over. Um, Despite recent guidance from federal and state officials, the top health official in Washington's most popular counties urged people uh, Thursday to keep wearing face masks in public. In public indoor settings, King County Health Officer Dr. Jeff Douchebag issued a directive strongly recommending that residents age 5 and up wear face coverings, whether or not they're vaccinated, until 70% or more of the county's residents 16 and older are fully inoculated. The agency projects the county will reach the threshold in late June. All right, so why is this insanity? All right, why? So what's crazy is people who believe this shit. Not that the vaccine is real, the flu is real. People got the flu shot like the first year it came out. I don't get the flu shot because I never get the flu shot. If you're going to get the flu shot, you should get the flu shot every year. It's safer that way. It really is. It works better. It's a better, if you're going to just get the flu shot every now and then, it's not as effective, and you're probably just going to get kind of sick because you didn't have last year's variant. All right, this is all true stuff. Because I'm young and healthy, and I've kind of wanted to die for the last 2 years when I was homeless. Well, I get it, right? No, just kidding. Kind of kidding. God, I should put pause. All right, we're back. So, why should this piss you off? Well, don't let it piss you off because then you're stressed out like me and always pissed off. But this should be concerning. This is what COVID is. COVID was uh, a novel coronavirus that was being studied in a Wuhan laboratory. It was being geez, I forgot the word. Uh, Rand Paul says it a lot. Anyways, it was a lab-based virus. Uh, if you want to know about that, Brett Weinstein, he's a former Washington State Evergreen biologist professor. Uh, he has put the hypothesis out there as to why it almost certainly has to be lab borne versus a natural causing virus. And here's what I believe he says. Double check though. in order for this to jump from a bat to human, there needs to be a in between mammal. Yes, they're both mammals, but not all mammals are the same. Chemical makeup, DNA, stuff of this nature. So uh, there's no way for a bat corona virus to jump from a bat to a human. They'd have to jump somewhere else. And the latest scientific studies have said this was a one jump virus, so therefore that means it almost certainly at a high 98 percentile rate has to be a lab based virus. The fact that we know it started in Wuhan, the city of Wuhan, and that we know that there's a coronavirus studying lab in Wuhan, the odds of it being a lab produced from anywhere, it's a lab based virus. All right. Now, the question becomes, did they release it on their own people on purpose or not? Uh, there's absolute evidence that they delayed telling the world that it got out. There's all sorts of evidence to that. There's also evidence that the World Health Organization played down the virus at first, which caused it to spread pretty rapid. Donald Trump was called a xenophobe when he shut all airline travel from China down in the U.S. And then, so this is how the virus got here. Big Pharma is making billions off the forced vaccination. So here's some other. There were medicines on the shelf that effectively treated elderly patients with the novel coronavirus infection. But those drugs were already bought and paid for. The pharmaceutical industry couldn't make any money if we used the drugs they've already developed and paid for and bought to treat people who came down with the coronavirus, sort of like you take NyQuil or DayQuil once you become with the flu to ease the symptoms. There was nothing stopping people from going a little step further and taking over-the-counter antibiotics for the novelty coronavirus. But Big Pharma couldn't make any money doing that. Now, if you deregulate everything, which that was Trump. Trump did this. Trump was part of this. So it's not like I'm trying to alleviate any one person or party from faults here, but this is how it's going down. So the Trump and the Democratic House representatives remove long-held, established FDA rules and regulations on the development of vaccines and the process. That was kind of convenient, considering that there were plenty of ways already known to the medical community on how to treat elderly. There was an initial period where people were getting it a wrong lot and not on purpose. But after about 4 months, the medical industry, full of smart, caring doctors and nurses, adjusted and they learned, oh, ventilators aren't as good as we thought they were. These antibiotics seem to be helping. These things seem to be the most effective way of treating somebody who has the virus. And suddenly, the only people dying from the coronavirus were people most likely going to die in the next 6 months to 1 year. All right? And that's a fact. There's just no way around that. Okay. So, articles like this from the AP, who is controlled by big money. Seattle, who's controlled by big money. We got Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. They're both the devil. Who knew the devil had a twin? And they're both evil. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos both live in Seattle. Now, 70% vaccinated for a flu-like virus that only affects 3% of the population, and it has a death rate that's just barely above the flu. And if we modify those death numbers to take out all the parachutes that didn't open and the car wrecks that people died from while having the canary virus, the numbers come really close to flu-like deaths. Influenza has been cured. This is centralized government, centralized organizations, the big four: Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Twitter, Facebook. That's 6. These guys are all in it together, monopolizing the information, the world of information and influence. Not good. I'm not saying don't get vaccinated. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're hyping your brain up to make it seem like you need it more than you probably do, and it's affecting our children, it's affecting society in a very negative way, so they can sell more vaccine. It's just that fucking simple. Doesn't need to be any more complicated. They're not trying to kill no one, and it works just like it says it. It works like it says they work, and it has the side effects on occasion that they say it has. That's all fine. That's medicine. 70% of the fucking population? Look, that's idiotic. Why is it idiotic? Because as soon as you breach 51% of the population vaccinated, right, the statistical numbers go down so that the virus has less and less new people to feed off of, and it dies out because vaccinated people don't get sick, and the people who've gotten it don't get it again, and so it slowly kills the virus off. You don't need 70%. As soon as you cross the 51% threshold, just time, and there's all sorts of reasons why you might not want it to be killed off by vaccinated people. You might want it to be ingested by the human genome and DNA and things like that naturally, because we still can't beat nature. Nature's still quite the smart little gal. Anyways, I couldn't find anything really to talk about this morning, so here, have some real news about real vaccination, about the real consequences of what they're trying to do to society, or I'm just, because if I'm part of the fucking, I need to get paid better. If I'm part of the fucking conspiracy, they need to pay me better, motherfuckers. Have a good day. By the way, resist COVID thinking, cancel culture, and don't defund the police. Reform. It's the unions, dummy. Have a good day.